Hello students, today we are going to start lesson number 7, Modern Periodic Table. So from this lesson, introduction part is reduced from your syllabus. Next topic we are going to start, that is the topic number 7.2, Structure of the Modern Periodic Table. Over a long period of time, many scientists have come up with the different forms of periodic table. So the modern periodic table has horizontal rows intersecting the vertical columns, giving rise to a number of boxes. So here when we observe the modern periodic table, it is having the horizontal lines and the vertical lines making the boxes. So the horizontal rows are called periods and the vertical columns are called groups. So horizontal lines are there that we called as the periods, and the vertical columns, that's vertical lines, that we called as the columns. Okay, so there are 7 periods which are numbered from 1 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the period number 1. This is period number 2. So like this way there are the 7 periods. Okay, and 18 groups which are numbered 1 to 18. So when we see the vertical columns, these are the groups. So these groups are 18 in numbers. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like this way up to the 18. So this numbering of periods and groups is recommended by the International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, that is IUPAC. The boxes formed at the intersection of the period and the groups are the places for individual elements. So whenever the vertical lines and the horizontal lines are intersect with each other, they form the boxes, and the individual boxes is for the single element. Okay, so we can write the single element in the single box. So below the main table are placed two series containing 14 elements each. So below this periodic table there are the 14 elements. Okay, so these two series are there below the main periodic table. So this series containing the 14 elements each. So each series having the 14 elements. Now there are in all 118 boxes to accommodate 118 elements in the modern periodic table. As on today, all the 118 boxes are filled as a result of discovery of man-made elements. So IUPAC has approved names and symbol of all the 118 elements. For that you have to see the figure number 7.1. So this is the modern periodic table. So on this page number 96, the modern periodic table is given. Okay. So the overall shape of the modern periodic table shows that it is divided into 4 blocks. 2 groups on left form the S block, 6 groups on the right constitute the P block, 10 groups in the center form the D block, and the 2 series at the bottom constitute the F block. So for that we have to refer the figure 7.2. So when we see the modern periodic table, so these elements, so group number 1 and 2, which is on the left hand side of the periodic table, so these two groups are known as a S block elements, and on the extreme right side of the periodic table, that is from the group number 13 to 18, these elements are called P block elements, and at the center of the periodic table, that is from group number 3 to group number 12, these groups are known as D blocks element, and at the bottom this series is there which containing the 14 elements in each series, they are called as F block elements. Okay. So periodic table and electronic configuration. So let us see about the electronic configuration according to the periodic table. So you have learned in chapter number 4 that the electrons in atom are distributed in shells and subshells in accordance with the above principle, which includes increasing order of energy, Pauli exclusion principle, and Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. So whenever we have to fill up the electrons, we have to follow the above principle. So when elements are arranged in an increasing order of atomic number, that is Z, periodicity is observed in their electronic configuration, and which reflects in the characteristic structure of the modern periodic table. Okay, so the location of the element in the modern periodic table is correlated to the quantum number of the last filled orbital. Okay, so we know that the quantum number is nothing but the number of orbitals. Okay, 1 number orbital, 2 number orbital, 3 number orbital, so like that way. So the periodic table is correlated to the quantum number of the last filled orbital. So the number of the last orbital, according to that, the periodic table is, the elements are there in the modern periodic table. Okay, so let us see the deeper look of the electronic configuration of elements and the structure of the modern periodic table. So whenever we have to fill up the electron, we have to follow the above principle. So the nucleus is at the center and the orbital number is increases according to the energy of the orbital. Okay, as the number of principal quantum number is increases, the energy of that orbital is also get increases. So next topic, that is the electronic configuration, that we have to discuss in the next lecture.